we're going to be making healthy cupcakes by using Greek yogurt. And it's only 3 ingredients, which is nice because when you usually make a typical cake mix, you have to buy eggs and oil. This way, you just have to have Greek yogurt and the cake mix, obviously. So it's a pretty easy recipe, and it's healthy for you. Okay, so you can use any cake mix you want. You could do red velvet, you could do chocolate, vanilla, yellow. It's totally up to you which one you want to do. I chose confetti. So you just go ahead and just pour that right in there. I'm a big recycler at home, so whenever you get a cardboard box, try to recycle it. And it's all glued, so you can just throw that in your recycling bin at home. Okay, so you need 1 cup of Greek yogurt. So I'm just using a dry measuring cup and just spooning it into the cup measure. And then just kind of, going around the edge and making sure it's a cup. There we go. And then just spooning that into the bowl. And then it just calls for a cup of water. We use a liquid measuring cup for that, just to be accurate. And remember, you always put it down on a level surface, and you check to make sure it's level. Okay. And then I always like to just give it a couple turns with my spatula here. And then you're going to use an electric mixer until it's all mixed together and there's no more dry cake batter there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my mixer. If you have a KitchenAid mixer at home, you can just leave it and just have the mixer do the job. But if you use a hand mixer, you kind of have to move it around. And then I just kind of wipe the sides, and I always like to bring the bottom up because more than likely there's a dry spot under there. And I don't want to find that when I'm filling up my cupcakes. All right. It's also safer if you're around people that like to lick the beaters. There's no raw egg in there because I used yogurt, so you don't have to worry about like salmonella. Which in our house we have beater lickers or eaters or however you want to look at it. So, okay, so you can use little cupcake wrappers if you want. You can just spray out your tin if you want to do that. It's just what you have available. So if you don't have a tin, if you don't have wrappers, just spray your tin out. It's going to be fine. They're a little bit easier to eat that way because when you have the paper, you have to unwrap it all and do all that. So, okay. So this should make 24. I use 1/3 of a cup. So I think the last time I got 15. Because I made mine just a little bit bigger. So it just depends on how big you make them. But like I said, I just use a measuring cup because it's just easier to scoop that way. And then you kind of have an even amount throughout. your cupcakes. If you just use a spoon, you could have a half cup in one and a third in another and a fourth in another. So when you use a cup measure, it just makes sure that you have equal amounts in your cupcake wrappers. We're just going to start with that. And again, go back and just kind of make sure that they're all about equal. There's one that's bigger than another or one that's the smallest. Add a little more if need be. And then they'll go in an oven at 350, and they will probably take about 15 to 20 minutes. So I would set my timer for 7 and then look at them and rotate them so they cook evenly. You don't want, one row of cupcakes to be done and the other one to still be kind of soft in the middle, and then you overdo them. So if you turn them, it just guarantees that they're going to cook it evenly. And then do it for another 7, and that's 14 minutes. And then just add time after that for a couple minutes at a time is kind of how I do it. Just so I make sure I'm not, burning them or overdoing them. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more on this one. Oops. Rubber spatula will come in handy to get all that cake batter into your third of a cup measure. I think I can maybe go one more. So with Greek yogurt, it's just nice because it's, really quick and it's healthy. And you got a little snack there. Okay, and there you go. And then this is what they look like when you're done. Where's this guy? Okay. How you can tell if they're done is you stick a toothpick in them, and it should come out clean. That's a good indicator that it's cooked all the way through. And then you can either eat them as is. I'm not a big frosting person, so I'd probably just eat them that way. But some people like frosting, so you can do any frosting you want. Cream cheese, chocolate, vanilla, white, whatever kind of frosting that interests you. If you like color with your cupcakes, you can always just add food coloring to vanilla. You don't necessarily have to buy colored frosting. Just if you have food coloring at home, just pour a little dye in there, and then you'll have like blue or whatever color suits you. So I have vanilla and chocolate. Anyone not like frosting? That's going to have one. Okay, so everyone likes frosting. All right, so I will do half chocolate, half vanilla. And then that way we'll hit everybody's palate. They came out, pretty good. I mean, they didn't overfill the cupcake. Oh, perfect, I'd say. Sometimes if you make them too big, you got too much on the overlap, and you end up destroying your cupcakes because they stick to the pan. Okay. So, biggest thing when you're doing frosting, don't lick your fingers. Okay, so I know it's hard because you get some on your fingers at times, but nobody really wants your saliva on their cupcake. At least in my experience. Let's just say that. You can also do a piping bag if you have one. So that kind of makes them nice because then you don't have to, do what I'm doing. You just got your bag and you can just do some funky designs and different things to make them cool. I have sprinkles. So if you want a chocolate muffin or cupcake, come up right now. Because if you want sprinkles, they're only going to be good to sprinkle while the frosting is not set. So if you want a chocolate cupcake, come on up right now. And then if you want sprinkles, figure out what sprinkles you want, put it over the plate, and then, how many do I have? 5? Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Yep. You're welcome. As I put them out there, come on up if you want chocolate. And if you want sprinkles, my plates prefer the sprinkles so you can sprinkle and not coat my counter. So don't take the plates, just use them to sprinkle on whatever it is you want. If you want sprinkles, you don't have to take sprinkles if you don't want sprinkles. More chocolate. Okay, and then vanilla is coming up. Okay, vanilla. Vanilla. Okay, I'm really funny. There's sprinkles there if you want. I don't like sprinkles. You don't like sprinkles? Oh my god. That's what makes them fun. Sprinkles are the best. Does anybody not want frosting? We're good. Everybody wants it. For the most part. All right. Okay, that's all I got. So if you want more, they're there for you. See ya.